Welcome to Instablog's Global Report. This is Sukhmani with fresh updates and more citizen voices from all over the world. Stories for the day are: US Federal Reserve's $85 billion loan rescues AIG from near collapse. Political parties in India demand implementation of TADA. Britain introduces Sarah's law to ensure child protection. And South Korea and United States prepared for post-Kim Jong-il era. The US Federal Reserve's $85 billion loan has rescued the largest insurer, AIG, from certain collapse. The decision to salvage AIG with public money followed fears of devastating impact the impending failure could have on the financial systems worldwide. CJ Prince Campbell disapproves with the Federal Reserve's decision to use public money in order to save private businesses and demands more effective market safeguards.
This is Prince Campbell, citizen journalist from the U.S., reporting for Instablogs.com. The Federal Reserve has managed to turn the tide that could have shook the very foundations of the global market system. All the talk of the near imminent collapse of AIG has been put to rest now after the Fed's $85 billion loan rescue. However, the most radical intervention in central banks' history to save private business is bound to raise fresh controversy. The government has put taxpayers' hard-earned money at risk to protect bad investments made by AIG and other firms. It also brings up many questions. Why only AIG and not Lehman Brothers or Bear Stearns, who were allowed to fade out? With a precedent already established, the Federal Reserve should probably brace itself for other possible bailouts. Finally, the deregulated financial system of the U.S. stands badly exposed now for its inefficiencies. The government must now introduce safety measures to keep a tab on the functioning of private financial businesses.
Political parties in India have renewed their demand for the implementation of repressive laws such as TADA and POTA. The call comes after major Indian cities witnessed terrorist attacks, most recent being New Delhi. CJ Amit Sharma disapproves the demand to implement TADA. He thinks that such laws have already proven counterproductive in fighting terrorism.
This is Amit, citizen journalist reporting from India. After the Delhi bombings, voices advocating implementation of repressive laws are afloat like never before. Undoubtedly, India needs a security mechanism which can effectively fight the terror threat, but we certainly do not require a set of demonic laws that infringe our human rights. Repressive laws such as TADA and POTA cannot be the antidote to the terror. Such laws based on ethnic profiling are counterproductive and have done more harm than good in the past. Our report card on human rights violation is already dismal and replete with incidents of fake encounters. Such draconian laws will only push the radicalization of the moderates and recruitment drive of the extremists. The government should not therefore consider the implementation of such laws. It is time to drop all partisan politics and devise concrete measures that fight terrorism without violating the basic freedom to life and liberty.
United Kingdom's Home Office has introduced Sarah's law on trial basis to ensure child protection. It follows the murder of Sarah Payne by a convicted sex offender in the year 2000. Under the scheme, parents and guardians can seek police investigation into background of people who have unsupervised access to their children. CJ Amanda Thomas extols the measure and wants the law ensuring child protection to be implemented throughout the country.
This is Amanda Thomas, citizen journalist reporting from the UK for Instablogs. Sarah's law is a gigantic leap forward in the fight against crimes involving the abuse of children in the United Kingdom. Sarah Payne's death at the hands of a convicted paedophile, Roy Whiting, has at last led to a dramatic and potentially far-reaching response from the authorities. And single mothers, parents and guardians to seek police help in conducting background checks on anybody with close access to their children. Information on people who could pose a threat to children will empower the parents and help them protect their children better. So information on sex offenders should be made public so that other parents who have not specifically applied for information become aware of paedophiles in their area. Public opinion strongly supports the notion that the scheme should be rolled out throughout Britain without any delay, and communities should actively participate to ensure its success.
South Korea and United States are preparing for a North Korea without its leader Kim Jong-il. A high-ranking security official from Seoul visited Washington to hold talks on a military contingency plan and possibility of South Korea leading reunification of Korean Peninsula in the event of drastic change in the north. CJ Chris Pak holds Kim Jong-il responsible for North's miseries and wants the South to recognize its responsibilities towards its northern neighbor.
This is Chris Baki, citizen journalist from South Korea. Good news finally for the Korean Peninsula. The rumors surrounding Kim Jong-il's frail health has finally paved way for a contingency plan to meet any eventuality following the North's collapse. A totalitarian dynasty under Kim Jong-il has transformed the country into a vast prison camp where living conditions are close to medieval. Whatever the state-generated propaganda can come up with, nothing can cover up the dear leader's disastrous policies, which have brought starvation and death to more than 1 million people since the 1990s. Many have fled the country after attempting the most daring escapes across the border. North Korea can boast of its nuclear capabilities, but nothing can conceal the squalor, misery, and repression subjected on its populace. It's high time South Korea recognizes its responsibility and rescue its second half from a decade of tyranny without worrying about the cost of absorbing their newly liberated brothers.
If you want your voice to be heard by millions, let Instablogs be your choice. You can contact us at cj@instablogs.com. That's all for today's show. We'll be back with fresh updates and more citizen voices. Till then, it's goodbye from the entire team of Global Report.